Good afternoon for the final time in TNR Season 1, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. As you can see there, Dynamite achieving the fastest lap, displacing us from pole position, and we have one final attempt here to take that back. Currently we're going green now on the Delta, and through the first sector split we are indeed purple, so we'll maintain the onboard camera here throughout this entire lap to see whether we can take a second consecutive pole position and aim therefore to grab a second consecutive victory after that win in Brazil last time out, which secured us the championship obviously. So nothing to play for standings wise here for me, other than perhaps Manor overtaking Haas for second in the championship on the constructors side of things. So we'll try and do that, I guess. The main point though is to sign out from TNR with a bang. Rumour has it that you won't be seeing Jacko on the leaderboards next season, so just hoping to finish the series with a W in the column, making it 4 through the season. Either way, we are currently purple through to Sector 2, and I know that my Sector 3 can be improved from my previous time. So, with the checkered flag out, it's time to get this last section right. Oh, that was right on the edge of grip there. Just 3 corners left. After this one, through we go. 2 corners left now, still well up, should be enough at this stage. Bit of a twitch there. And final corner, straighten it out to the line. Pole position, into the 38s in fact. So Dynamite and Aussie Wizzy make up the second and third positions. Great qualifying there for Force India. Wonder if the race will turn out as well for them. Lights are out. They were on for quite a while actually, and it looks like Dynamite has had a fairly even start with us, although he has the inside, so I'm going to have to concede the position to him. Oh, tiny bit of contact there, thankfully not enough to lose me second position. HSV with a great start from 5th up to 3rd. I'm going to try and get back past this Force India so we can get away from the likes of OP Magic, who are starting on Super Softs. The Ultra Softs obviously only can get about 5 or 6 laps if you're lucky. Last time I raced here I got a puncture actually from trying to get that 6th lap. Either way, we've done the over and under on Dynamite. He wasn't expecting that, and I'm appearing on his left. Good run out of here as well, who'd go for the slipstream, but I'm not sure there's enough straight left to get back past, especially as I've covered the inside. Braking at the appropriate point, and I think we've held that. We get good traction out of here, we should be able to maintain it, in fact, especially without DRS, and indeed we do. The fastest lap sees us extend our gap. We have HSV and Dynamite behind until we see the scary and ominous Super Softs popping up to 3rd there on OP Magic's car. We go further than our Ultra Soft rivals and indeed have to pit by the end of lap 5. No real choice there. We come out in 7th. Aussie Wizzy did pit previous to us, so he went for an undercut. Did not quite pan out that way for him. Wimpinator and these guys yet to pit, struggling. He's gone quite a way on those Ultras. He'll be suffering indeed with those tyres. Here's Jeff, gone a little bit offline there through the first chicane. I might be able to pull the same move I pulled on the first lap on Dynamite. Can't quite get the exit I need, but I will get DRS here, so this Ferrari should be mincemeat down the straight. He tries to defend to the inside, just not going to work. Nothing he can do to defend against DRS there. Still hate DRS, even though it helps me there. It's just the worst mechanism ever introduced into F1. Either way, we're up to 4th behind Sprints, all the guys in front on Super Softs and yet to pit. Unfortunately, Aussie Wizzy disconnecting from the session. That was really unfortunate in fact, because I believed he would be able to hold up the guys who were yet to pit when they came out on fresh tyres. I got up the Sprints in the last sector. Was not ideal for my pace, but he did go wide at turn 1, and that was ample opportunity to get up into the podium positions and chase after Harry Ryan. The gap to OP was 10.5 seconds as Harry Ryan pitted before him. Dynamite also no longer in the session, so Force India, from what looked like a fantastic prospect, 2nd and 3rd on the grid, now both out. That previous clip also showed us overtaking OP, who was in the pits. Sorry, Jeff. to interject, but as I enter the pits for my second pit stop, we observe that OP Magic has at least one penalty and 2 warnings on top of that, so another warning will see him with 6 seconds of penalties. That was key information for me to remember, and it was also key that I got out in front of traffic there. 5.5 seconds to Harry Ryan. I'm in third, he's in second. He has to pit again though, he couldn't quite get his supers far enough into the race to make a one-stop work. I did believe, however, that OP may be trying that, so I had to get past this McLaren as soon as possible and get after his teammate. I caught up with the first DRS zone, and the second DRS zone was enough to get my nose in front. I would outbrake him, but also outbrake myself. Thankfully not quite enough to let him back through, and we're up into second. The battle, of course, though, was with OP, who was 11 seconds up the road. He entered the pits, though, for his second stop and put on ultra softs, so he was converting to a different 2-stop, and a very quick ending to the race for him. He would catch up very fast. He had DRS on the penultimate lap, and I thought, I'll let him go through here and get him back with the next DRS zone. I set myself up quite nicely for it, but just underestimated the difference in the tyre compounds. Look at the traction he got. Massive traction. And with DRS open, there was still nowhere near enough straight to get back past the McLaren. So it looked like at this point, unless he had a puncture, I would be finishing behind him, and indeed, in my panic, I got myself my second warning of the race. With 1 sector to go, the gap was 1.8, and knowing he had at least 3 seconds of penalties, I was pretty confident about taking the win here. Although, I had to keep pushing in case he only had 1 penalty, and 3 seconds would be the gap required for him to win the race. So I had to keep pushing 1.2 seconds out of this last sector, and we'd have a different race winner. I had to get after him. He had a bit of traffic, but I think it was ghosted traffic, so it wouldn't really have affected him too much. Around the last corner we come. Who was going to win this race? Still no idea. Fireworks are going off. It's us. P1 there, you can see on the top left. So he had at least 3 seconds of penalties. In fact, it was only 3 seconds. 0.4 margin of victory. Congratulations to both McLaren drivers on their podiums. I've been Jacko. That's been TNR. See you next time.